Might help if I turn the mic on. Yes. Last week of the month that we actually used that. But it's still dope. It will forever be dope. Yes. What is good, my people? Welcome back to Computer Music Academy's weekly homework podcast. I am your host, Tasherre Risay. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Welcome to week 211 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Shout out to my man, Paul Napier II, a.k.a. Silent Money Productions. For that intro, as I said, this is the last week we'll be using it. Next week, we'll be moving on to something else. Shout out to the packed house in here tonight. There's a lot of people in here early, so that's a good sign because it's going to be a damn good show, trust me. And student got timed out again. Who we got in here? DJ Promo, Student, my wife Samaya, Afterlife, I'm about to say Gelati Beats. Good God, Gelati Beats, QB, aka Quentin Barrett. Who else we got? Agent Smith 78, Gamma Pods, or Ted's Fields, aka Fields, or Mr. Fields, or Papa Fields, or Light Skin Fields. RTO Beats. Who else we got, man? It's a bunch of folks. Dixie Freely, Driving Home. Kane, aka Thelonious Drunk. DJ D, man. Good God. I'm trying to get back up to the top. KB 420. Man, that's as far as I can go. And this is why we tell you to add your name to the shout out list. Type !shout into the chat. That way, we will definitely give you your proper shout out before the end of the night because we greatly appreciate you coming through and hanging with us. You are all appreciated, whether you're inside or outside of CMA. As far as inside of CMA, what are we doing? All right. 211. Well, it was only a couple of weeks ago, and it was during our time. Yeah, that was during our time we were down because we had to deal with some issues with the website, plus my health, blah, 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 blah. So we took a few weeks off. That was during that time, but we actually got a chance to do the podcast live a couple of weeks ago where we show major love, and props to everybody that participated in that one. We show love to the OJs because we do our best to honor the legends while they're here. Then came last week, and we lost one of the greatest voices, writers, performers, personalities, hometown people for me of all time. And I'm talking about none other than Miss Aretha Franklin, aka the Queen of Soul. And that's not just a title. They just did not give her that as, you know, it's so easy today to get a particular queen or king of, or, you know, 5 mics for some of us who understand that concept. Titles are so easily given today without people putting in work. That's why when someone has the title of Queen of Soul, that came from an era of great artists, and she was dubbed the best, the queen, then we definitely give her her due because she had a ridiculous catalog that was before and after I existed, and a lot of us, I should say, was born, not existed. She has a fan base that reached around the damn world, not just black folks, not just white folks. We're talking people of all races and backgrounds. She has a legacy that will never be erased. It can never be erased. She's one of those artists that's up there with Michael and Prince and Whitney, and I know that's, you know, a thing that's been going around lately, but she's one of those legendary artists that we have to stop whatever we're doing and pay tribute to. And we have 9 people tonight who are doing just that. So I'm ready to get it cracking. Starting off with this guy who has been clowning this year. He's definitely growing and evolving as an artist. And I'm so happy he's on the team. And when that day comes that he's not with us and he's out here doing big things, I'll be able to say, I knew that cat in one time. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, No One You Know. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Cats come in here clowning early. This is only the first track, but expect nothing less. Expect nothing less from No One, because dude's on a mission, and I'm loving every bit of the journey. I am. I'm loving watching dude do what he does. Every week he's sending some stuff in, and it's just getting better and better and better. I was just sitting there, I was thinking about the stuff that I would say, you know, once the beat ended, and I was just sitting here thinking, like, man, this dude is really coming into his own with song structure. Really dope intro, went into a nice mid part. You know, I guess you could say that would have been the hook. Went into a verse, then I think it came back to the hook, then had a nice little kind of breakdown, lead up into the next part. And there's this one part where it just, I think it was just like a partial chop, and then it was silence on the chops, but the drums were still there. And you got a chance to hear that snare and the resonance of that reverb on there. That was perfect, No One. He says so much talent the Queen of Soul had. Miss Aretha Franklin's voice was magical. since I'm from the Metro Detroit area, I had to represent, and I hope I did. Used Ain't No Way, found my chops, added drums and bass. Yeah, bro. And I've used Ain't No Way myself for shout out to my girl Miss Jones. And that joint, and this proves it right here. There's so much in there that you can use from that song and to do different things. So this definitely proved that between yours and mine, even though mine's is like a few years old at this point. But man, I really enjoyed this No One. And the mixing. Bruh, the kicks and snares really stood out. I don't know what you're doing, what your process is with EQing and mixing and I'm not mixing, dynamics and what are you using to master nowadays? But keep that. Real talk. It's sounding damn good. I got some new headphones on and everything sounds very nice, dude. So props to you on that, man. Whew. Starting off strong. I love it. Let's keep it going. What's going on over here to the DMV area? Holla at this cat. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, Joey. Wait a minute, dog. So when I pressed the button, and within the first couple of notes, I already knew what was going on. You saw it in my face. That's why I reacted the way I did. But then to hear how the track progressed and what it turned into, oh, wow. Joey is on a mission, yo. Hello, just turning in my assignment for this week. The samples I used was Aretha Franklin, Ain't No Way, and Aretha Franklin, Daydreaming for some effects. I chopped and reversed some pieces, and I hope you enjoy. Bruh, again, that proves my point. I don't know how many people have heard my version, but no one's version, and then Joey's version. At least in this particular, right here, two different uses of that sample. Great uses of that sample. Let me say that. Joey come in with the dope drums and the dope drum programming and the chops used very well. I mean, whoa, this is different. We're getting a different Joey now. Joey has started to mutate. For real. He's a human now, okay? And slowly but surely he's making the changes necessary to become a Super Saiyan. He's still in the beginning stages. But yo, these last like 3 weeks of Joey, last 3 submissions of his, it's like, I see what you're doing. I see you. He's really beginning to change his game and how he approaches stuff now. This is proof. This joint was dope from beginning to end. Again, just like I said with No One, song structure. He killed it here. Nice little intro, everything faded in. Once the beat hit, dope. Couple different change ups, a couple different sequences going on through the main part, but then he dropped it out. I want to say it was around the 1:30. He dropped the samples and it was just the drums and the bass. Perfect at that point. Right after that, around the 1:45, he drops everything out completely, brings the sample chops in, kind of builds back up to a completely different beat. It sounded like the tempo had actually changed. Like it was a little slower. And then just let that ride out a little bit. That was crazy, dog. He's been doing this thing lately where it's kind of like a different time signature once he gets to like the last 30 seconds of the song or whatever. And he's been killing it. It kind of gives like almost like a broken record type of effect. Like if you let it, and for those of us who have ever, grew up with records, I'm not talking about own records now, but I'm talking about when records were the format, and you listen in, and if there's a scratch in the record, yeah, that's kind of what that reminds me of, Joey. Bruh, I see you out here. It's good stuff right there, my man. Much appreciated. Man, who else? Who we got in here, man? Who have I not shouted out just yet? I think that's everybody. Cool. Get your name on the shout-out list so we can make sure we holler at you before the end of the night. All right, we've had 2 really solid entries so far. I think the game is about to change. It's the level is about to be raised. The bar is about to get raised. Because we're leaving the country. We're heading east over to Beijing. Go holla at my man, Young Student. Told y'all, game is about to change. Woo! He says, hashtag RIP Aretha Franklin, hashtag we are CMA. Yo, talk about some really laid back, chilled, soulful stuff that's going on in there. Like, I love the tempo and the groove on this joint. I really do. Felt really, really, really dope. I love the chops. The piano chops. Crazy. I wish he would actually say what song that was. I can't pick it up off top. But man, I love how he used it. The drum programming and the drum sounds matched what he did with the chops perfectly. Nice intro. You got the main part drops out around the 120 and then comes back in. It kind of has this build up when it comes back into a completely different part. Well, I should say where he used a different part of the song where she was actually singing. I love how he used it. Come back with the main sequence at the end. Perfect. Perfect. As I've always tried to, like, when I create something, whether it's video or audio, whatever situation may be, I've always tried to be simple yet effective. This did that perfectly, student. My man. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. That was really dope. I enjoyed that greatly. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my was the sample. Okay. That's what's up, man. Thank you for that. Woo! All right, y'all clowning right now. Speaking of clowning, let's head down south. But not down south within the U.S. Down south, just outside of the U.S. Go holler at my man, DJ Promo.
DJ Promo.
Bruh. Whoa. There's a lot to talk about. Man, listen. I had to go back to my roots on this one. Songs used. Number 1, Don't Play That Song. Number 2, You Make Me Feel. Number 3, Dr. Feelgood, which is a joint too. RIP to the Queen. Hashtag We Are CMA. Bruh. Promo, he stated he had to go back to the roots. Because the joint he did last week was a particular focus where the whole joint was the subject, and it was great. He didn't do any different, segments, so to speak. Went back to the realness over here. Back to what we know Promo to do. This dude, Don't Play That Song was the first one. Came in clowning, okay? That joint was banging. Second one, You Make Me Feel. I love the use of that. Energy came up just a little tad more on this particular one. But boy, when it got to the third part, around the 135, that's the one. Because the drums hit so hard in that joint. I mean, hard. Then the way he used the chops, the spacing. Yo, that was nuts. That's one of those joints that get you up. And you just, like, if you were in the club somewhere, like if we were at a beat battle, this is perfect. If we were at a beat battle, I'm in the crowd somewhere, and Promo is on stage playing his joints. And when it comes to that part, I'm up. I'm in the crowd, losing my damn mind. I'm pushing people, moshing. For real. Sheesh. Crazy. Absolutely nuts, Promo. Good God. Yeah, I think Promo is, yeah, bro. He ain't playing. Good stuff, dude. Woo. Let's keep it moving, man. Let's go to a gentleman I'm really not fond of anymore. I'm really beginning to hate this guy. I am. He's slowly creeping up that list next to people like Wallace, Gamma, the people that do stuff that's just like, screw you, dog. Are you for real? You got a show out every week? That's this dude is getting to that point. Representing Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, Afterlife. This is the point where I log into CMA. I cancel Afterlife's membership. If it was early in the month, I would go and refund him his membership fee for the year and tell him to get the hell away from me. Bruh. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about before I pressed play. This is exactly what I'm talking about. What the hell was that? Much respect to the Queen. Your presence through music will live on and you will never be forgotten. I chose Jump to It, recorded in 1982, and gave it a spin. Hashtag We Are CMA. Hashtag Afterlife Experience. This dude started out with the Jump to It chops. With the vocal chops, where she actually says that. And that's one of my favorite Aretha joints, too. And then when it hits, it's the misdirection thing. Because I've gotten to a point where I don't know what to expect from certain people. F is one of those. But when it does kick in, like a little behind the scenes, I press play, I put the name up, I started looking for the email so I can read whatever they have for their submission, whatever they typed out. And I'm thinking, like, let me get this out of the way before I forget, before something gets screwed up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm in that mode, and when this beat kicks in, it instantly changes everything that's going on in my face. Like, are you serious? Like, I literally had to stop and look like, this dude is a clown. No, let me not say he's a clown. He's clowning. So this joint is so dope. It's upbeat. It's almost like it is a 4/4 joint. I'm sorry, a 4 on the floor joint. It's funky. That don't mind. It's so funky. It got a nice swing to it. It's mixed well. It's sequenced well. The stuff is played out. It's perfect. The way he used her vocals on top of it is freaking perfect. But then he has the audacity. I think this is where I'm looking at is where I'm calling it perfectly. Around the 215, 218. He has the audacity to do the Forget Me Nots drop out, where the beat drops out. Boom. Boom. Screw this dude, man. I do not like this dude anymore, man. I don't. I freaking hate you. Way to go, F. That was stupid, man. Woo. Fire. Let's go to the other side of town, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go holler at my guy, Gelati Beats.
You're tuned into Gelati Beats. The beats that make your head nod.
wow. Really wow. Sheesh. Gelati is doing some different stuff. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Peace? For this assignment, I chopped Aretha Franklin's Hurt Like Hell. I made this on the MPCX. This is my first full joint on it. Hope I did the song justice. Hashtag we are CMA. Hashtag dirty old man. Hashtag here goes nothing. From the moment, I do mean within the first couple of bars of this joint being played, you already knew it was something special. If nothing else, if you like nothing else about Gelati, you have to at least respect his chop game. I mean, I'm listening to this track and I'm just hearing how certain notes in certain chops fit together and played a melody. And that's the kind of stuff I try to do in my own stuff. This worked perfectly. I absolutely love this, Gelati. The mix, what you use as far as like drums and how you EQ'd and everything worked perfectly. It did. It feels like, because we've talked about this before with some of your older stuff. Well, some of the stuff that you've done within the last couple of years, let's say that. It seems like you really were overthinking putting stuff into the mix as far as EQ and dynamics and stuff like that, effects. Whereas I did not hear that here. It seemed like everything could be heard as it should. Stay there. Don't go backwards. Stay there. Whatever you did in this song, as far as like EQing and effects, dynamics, and that kind of stuff, stay there. Continue to do that. Real talk. The chops carry this song perfectly. I absolutely love the chops. I love how you use this song. Real talk. And it almost sounds like, because the hurts like part, it sounds like he set it up so she said heaven, because the song is Hurt Like Hell. It sounds like she said heaven. If that's something you actually did on purpose, real talk, that worked perfectly. But dog, this was so dope. So dope, Gelati. Hey man, if you gotta stay on the X for the rest of eternity, do that. Real talk. Woo! Heat. Perfectly executed, my man. Thank you for that. Y'all are clowning tonight. I love it. This is exactly what we need to do to represent. Because there's a lot of people, the moment she passed, they threw up their tributes and props to them. We're going to kill it, as we have been so far. And contributing to the killing, let's go holla at my brother right here, Dixie, freely. He says, Broham, it's been a crazy week, but I was able to get this done. Naturally, I would have opted for something like in the Queen of Souls, rest in peace, catalog from the 60s and 70s. But after revealing to the missus that we were honoring Aretha this week, she instantly said I should do A Rose Is Still a Rose, produced by Lauryn Hill, 1998, even though we know that's not correct. Of course, I had to take it on and take it in another direction via interpolation. At any rate, there it went. Peace. We are CMA 18. Yeah, bruh. That was very enjoyable. First of all, like, Dixie does 808 stuff a little bit, but this was something different in this particular track. I love the kick and snare in this joint and the hats. They are so on point. Very punchy, very just, they hit really hard in the track. They let you know that they're there. How about that? But then, when the music comes in, and Dixie is great with interpolations. Holy crap, is he great. This dude literally, like, when he decides he's going to do something like that, he literally puts close to a week's worth of work into making it work. Real talk. That definitely shows here. It's minimal, yet it's simple yet effective. There it is again. Perfect. I love this. I like that song anyway, but this, yeah, bro. Yeah. Dixie doing what Dixie does and being very dope at it. My man. Bravo. Bravo. Y'all are clowning. This is great. It's been a great show so far. And even if we ended it there, it would be perfect. But now, we got to go deal with this cat right here. I really don't want to say his name, but since I host the show and I try my best to make sure that everybody gets their proper due, proper credit, I have to. So, ladies and gentlemen, hashtag I hate gamma pods. Bruh. Sometimes that's all you have. That's all you have is just bruh. So, before we go any further, for anybody that may be sitting there like, well, he didn't sample anything. When we do the tributes, you actually have a couple of different paths you can go. You can go with sampling their stuff, respectively. You can go with, as Dixie did, doing interpolations and making something new. And you can also just make a joint that you feel that that particular person would appreciate, something to honor them. And that is the way Gamma went. If you don't believe me that this is for Aretha, I want to say it's around the minute mark. There's this part that is playing and the beat is just nasty to begin with. But there's these parts where you hear this organ, like a church kind of organ. Yeah, that's for Aretha. No doubt. No doubt. This was so crazy. Like, again, Gamma with what he does and how he presents it. I'm talking about what he actually does, you know, the sounds and samples or whatnot that he actually uses in his submissions, the way he sequences and structures. All of that is presentation, and it's just, it's freaking ridiculous what this dude comes up with. I played a track of his in the pre-show that he released a couple of weeks ago. That's absolutely ridiculous, and you need to go support it. But this was so dope, man. Again, you got the part where it comes in really dope. It drops out. It has some really dope pads. It builds up to that part where I'm talking about with the organs, and it goes to another section where more synth stuff is being played and more pads and stuff is rising, and it's crazy what this dude comes up with. Seriously. Whatever Gamma is eating, drinking, smoking, dealing with, whatever his wife is doing for him, I need that. Just to get a quarter of what this dude does. Stupidity, man. And he says, much respect, RIP Queen Aretha, hashtag we are CMA. That was nasty. Thank you, Gamma. Before we get this last track out, go ahead and add your name to the shout out list. If you have not already, type exclamation shout into the chat and we would definitely show you your proper due at the end of the show. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. And we're going home with our guy, our brother, our superhero, the man that's literally out there saving the world as we speak, even though he's in the chat. But what he does on a regular basis, a daily basis, is out there trying to save the world. And we love and respect him for it. Ladies and gentlemen, taking us home, Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace, closing out episode 211 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Rest in peace to the Queen of Soul. I had to take a break from mixing the Dirty Old Men's project to pay homage as lines of people are downtown to pay their respects. This joint samples Aretha 1974 joint Mr. Spain, as well as the Grassroots You and Love Are the Same. Hope you enjoy. Hashtag Dirty Old Man, hashtag Double Negative People, hashtag We Are CMA. Bruh. If there's ever a week to try to explain to somebody what we do, talking about the people of CMA, what this show is about, this is the one. This is the one to share. This is the one to put in someone's face on their timeline, in an email, in a DM, at somebody with it. This is the one. We do great shows. Well, I should say the good people of CMA, do great shows on a regular basis. But then comes an opportunity or an occasion like this one, where everybody just murdered it. I mean, nailed it. Whatever they were doing, whatever the path they chose for their particular submission, they killed it. There's not a flaw in this episode. None of these submissions have any flaws. None. And maybe that goes to the subject, who it is, and everybody loves Aretha. And we wanted to and people wanted to make sure that they paid proper respect. It's one thing to sample somebody's music because you think it's dope, or some people because they think it's going to get them paid or get the beat popular or whatever. It's another thing when you really respect the person that you are sampling and you want to do it properly. When you have somebody like Dixie and F that say, I'm going to go this way with it and do it properly, to pay proper respects. This is the show. This is the week. For everybody that's watching right now, we would greatly appreciate it if you put this on your timeline. Tag some people in it. Let them know this is what we do. There is great hip hop, great soul music, great electronic being made on a weekly basis. Straight up. And to Miss Aretha, I have two simple words. Thank you. Rest well. Boy. This has been a great week. Great tribute. Shout out to Ortez Fields, a.k.a. Mr. Fields. No One You Know. QB, a.k.a. Quentin Barrett. My wife, Samaya. Gelati Beats. Student. Gamma Pods. RTO Beats. DJ D-Man. Afterlife. Agent Smith 78. Dixie Freely. DJ Promo. Chris Cash Music. Thelonious Drunk, a.k.a. Kane. Greatly appreciate y'all hanging out with us this week. Major props to everybody that participated. And if you did not participate, I hope you feel bad. Because, man, this was a great tribute. We do this every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. EST right here, youtube.com/Computer Music Academy. We would greatly appreciate if you would come and hang out with us. Come jump in the chat. It's a party every week, as you see over there. Come hang out with us. But for those of you that really feel you would like to be a part of what we do, come on over to computermusicacademy.com and join us. It is that simple. We're done for the week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya!